Chosen one, a desperate individual is currently obsessing over your digital footprint, hunting for ammunition that simply does not exist. They are collecting info on you, absolutely losing it. So angry and frustrated that the law is taking your side, both in earthly courts and divine realms, their jaw clenches with every search because, instead of finding the brokenness they need to disqualify you, they find a soul at peace. This is not just drama. This is not just a personality conflict. This is not just someone being petty. There is something tangible at stake here. Something concrete. Something that belongs to you by divine right and legal right, but someone else has been blocking it. We are talking about property. We are talking about inheritance. We are talking about wealth that was always meant to be yours. Maybe it is a house that carries your family's history. Maybe it is land that spans generations. Maybe it is a settlement from a legal battle you have been fighting. Maybe it is money that was left to you by someone who loved you and wanted you taken care of. Whatever the specific details, this represents your foundation, your security, your future, your ability to build the life you were always meant to live. And someone else has had hands on it. Someone else has been using it. Someone else has been benefiting from what was never theirs to take. Maybe a business has been started on property that does not belong to this person. Maybe someone has been living in a home with no legal right to occupy it. Maybe money from an estate has been spent without entitlement. Maybe rent or profits or benefits from resources that should have gone to you have been collected by someone else. This person has gotten comfortable. An entire lifestyle has been built around this stolen foundation. Plans have been made assuming nothing would ever have to be given back. Stories have been told to justify why this person deserves it more than you. Convincing has occurred that might makes right, that possession is most of the law, that you are too weak or too kind or too busy to fight back. All of that was wrong, and now reality is catching up. Now the universe is balancing the scales. Now the truth is surfacing in ways that cannot be suppressed or spun. And the panic you are sensing, that is the sound of someone who built a house on sand, watching the tide come in. Here is where this gets painful. The person fighting you, the one frantically collecting information, the one trying to build a case against you, is not a stranger. This is not some random adversary. This is someone you know, someone you trusted, someone you never expected would do this to you. Maybe it is a family member you gave the benefit of the doubt to. Maybe it is someone who was present during difficult times in your life or your family's life. Maybe this person played the role of caregiver when an elderly relative needed help. Maybe this was the one everyone relied on to handle important matters. Maybe this person seemed so responsible, so trustworthy, so concerned about everyone's well-being. You saw this person through rose-colored glasses. You made excuses when something felt off. You dismissed your intuition because you wanted to believe the best. But behind that caring facade was always calculation. Behind those concerned questions was always an agenda. Your kindness was seen as weakness. Your trust was seen as an open vault. Your spiritual nature was seen as permission to take whatever was wanted. And now, as the truth surfaces, as schemes unravel, there is scrambling, there is panicking, there is desperate searching for something that can be used to flip the narrative before the hammer falls. But here is what is being learned the hard way. You cannot outrun the universe. You cannot hire a lawyer good enough to argue against cosmic law. You cannot manipulate your way out of divine consequences. Every lie told created a record. Every document forged left a trail. Every dollar stolen was noted in the cosmic ledger, and right now, whether in earthly courts or the court of divine justice, the case against this person is being dismantled piece by piece. Right now, while someone is cyber-stalking you, while carefully worded questions are being asked of mutual friends, while your every move is being tracked, something else is happening in realms that cannot be seen. Evidence is compiling, documents are being reviewed, financial trails are being followed, witnesses are preparing to speak. The divine court has been building an airtight case, and the verdict is coming down faster than anyone realizes. The delays you have experienced were not abandonment. The delays were the universe being thorough. Every piece of evidence needed to be in place. Every witness needed to be ready. Every escape route needed to be sealed shut. Justice does not rush. Justice ensures completion. And while this divine investigation has been unfolding, look at the difference between you and this other person. You have been at peace. You have been guided. You have been protected in ways that defy your circumstances. That peace was not ignorance. That peace was divine assurance, whispering to you that this is handled. That peace was the universe telling you to trust the process. Meanwhile, this other person has been consumed by stress. Sleep does not come easily. Snapping at everyone around happens constantly. Pages get refreshed obsessively. Frantic calls are made. Desperate emails are sent. Exhaustion comes from fighting a battle that has already been lost. And every time you get checked on, and there you are smiling, living unbothered, it drives this person further into madness. If this message aligned with your purpose, hype this video so fellow chosen ones can find their confirmation. Your peace is warfare. Your joy is a weapon. Your ability to live your life while this plays out in the background tells this person everything that is feared. You are not fighting alone. You have power that cannot be touched. You know something about how this ends that your enemy does not know, and that knowledge radiating from you is destroying the strategy being used against you. Anxiety was wanted from you. Scrambling was wanted. Desperate mistakes made from a place of fear were wanted. Begging or pleading or willingness to settle for scraps just to make the stress stop was wanted. Your peace ruins that plan. Your contentment dismantles the strategy. Your confidence confirms that the universe is on your side, and your enemy is on the wrong side of divine law. Let's get specific about what this surveillance really looks like, because you need to understand the lengths being taken. This is not just casual checking of your profile once in a while. This is obsessive. This is multiple checks happening every single day. Patterns in when you post and what you post are being noted. Your words are being analyzed for hidden meanings. Who is liking your content gets examined. Who is commenting gets scrutinized. Who you are connected with gets investigated. A psychological profile is being built, trying to figure out your mental state, your support system, your resources. If you have mutual connections, those people are being used as intelligence sources. Random conversations get struck up with family members you both know. Innocent-sounding questions get asked. How is everything going with them? They seem happy in their posts. Must be doing well financially, right? This is phishing. This is gathering pieces of a puzzle. Information is being sought about whether you have hired legal help. Information is being sought about whether you are stressed or confident. Information is being sought about whether you are aware of the evidence surfacing or if you are still in the dark. Some approaches are even more calculated than that. Someone you do not have blocked might be doing the monitoring, a friend of a friend, a distant relative you forgot about, someone whose account does not raise red flags because you barely remember this person exists. Proxies are being used to access what you have made private. Everything is being screenshotted. Folders of your activity are being created. This is being treated like an actual investigation because to your enemy it is, while you are being spied on, a performance is happening for you. If any access to you exists at all, even indirect, an image is being crafted carefully. Posts appear about family values. Inspirational quotes about forgiveness and letting go get shared. Presentation happens as the reasonable one, the mature one, the one who just wants peace. It is all theater. It is all manipulation. A public record is being built that paints this person as the bigger individual, while privately your life is being dug through like a vulture picking at bones. But here is what is not realized. Every search made, every profile visited, every question asked, It is creating its own kind of evidence. The obsession is revealing. The desperation is telling. The desperation is telling. When this all comes out, when the truth floods into the light, people are going to look back and see the pattern. People are going to remember how fixated this person was on you. People are going to recall those fishing conversations. People are going to recognize the manipulation. The enemy is actually building a case against themselves without realizing it. And you know what the most powerful thing you can do right now is? Keep living. Keep posting your joy. Keep sharing your peace. Keep being unbothered. Because every moment you show up as whole and healthy and confident, you are proving something that cannot be argued against. You are demonstrating that you are fit to receive what is coming. You are showing that you are not the unstable, incapable person you need to be in someone else's narrative. Your very existence in a state of peace is dismantling the story before it even gets presented. Starseeds, they never expected this. The technology used to suppress consciousness has been reverse-engineered, and Destiny Engine is the result. What was once used against humanity is now your ascension weapon. You can now MK Ultra yourself into 5D superpowers. Destiny Engine bypasses the conscious mind and rewrites the source code directly. Reality bends faster. Synchronicities stack. Your nervous system upgrades to a higher bandwidth. Put on headphones, press play, that's all. For $1, you switch sides of history. Click the link in the description. The takeover is internal. See, the assumption was that all the angles were covered. The assumption was that an airtight case had been built for why keeping what was taken is deserved. The assumption was that a version of events would stand unchallenged. But the universe has a way of bringing truth to the surface that human manipulation cannot stop. Somewhere, someone is reviewing documents with fresh eyes. Maybe it is a legal professional noticing inconsistencies in the paperwork. Maybe it is a family member finally asking questions that should have been asked long ago. Maybe it is an auditor following money trails that do not add up. Whatever the mechanism, the truth is organizing itself. The lies are becoming obvious. The deception is revealing itself to people who have the power to do something about it. And the person who has been fighting you. Hints are being received that things are not going the right way. Maybe a lawyer is suddenly less confident. Maybe family members who were on one side are starting to ask uncomfortable questions. Maybe documentation that cannot be produced is being requested. Maybe timelines that were given are being challenged. Maybe witnesses are contradicting the version of events being told. The ground is shifting, and it can be felt. This is why the surveillance has intensified. This is why there is such frantic energy. This is not just curiosity about your life. This is desperation for ammunition, because losing is happening. The sense exists that the narrative is slipping out of control. Anything is being searched for that might help regain the upper hand. A post that can be misinterpreted. A comment that can be twisted. A photo that can be used to suggest you are not deserving. Straws are being grasped at because the foundation of the case is cracking. But here is the thing about truth. Once it starts to emerge, it is like pulling a thread on a sweater. One revelation leads to another. One inconsistency exposes another. One witness coming forward gives courage to others who also knew what was happening. The dam does not just crack, the dam breaks. And when it breaks, everything comes flooding out at once. You need to understand something about the justice that is coming. It is not going to be quiet. It is not going to be easy for anyone to ignore. When the full scope of what was done gets revealed, there is going to be shock. There is going to be outrage. People who thought they knew this person are going to feel fooled. People who took sides are going to feel used. People who stayed silent are going to feel complicit. And yes, some of that outrage might get directed at you initially. Some people are going to be uncomfortable with the truth, and they are going to blame you for bringing it to light. Suggestions might come that maybe you should have just let it go. Implications might surface that family business should stay private. You might be made to feel like you are disrupting something sacred by demanding accountability. But you need to see that reaction for what it really is. It is not about you. It is about people being uncomfortable with their own complicity. It is about having to face the fact that comfort was chosen over truth. It is about realizing that harm was enabled by staying silent. Discomfort from others is not your responsibility to manage. Guilt from others is not your burden to carry. You did not create this situation by exposing it. The person who stole created it by stealing. Let's dig deeper into why monitoring you specifically has become an obsession. It is not just about finding ammunition. There is something more psychological happening here. Reassurance is being sought that control still exists. Every time your profile gets checked and you are seen living your life, confrontation happens with evidence that power over you has been lost. And that loss of power is unbearable for someone who built an entire strategy around dominating the situation. Control is the drug. For however long hands have been on what is yours, the driver's seat has been occupied by this person. Decisions were made about what happened. Decisions were made about who knew what. Decisions were made about how things would unfold. Your peace, your independence, your confidence, it all signals that you are no longer under this influence. You are no longer affected by these moves. You are operating from a completely different power source, and it cannot be touched. This is why the watching cannot stop. Addiction exists to the illusion of control, and monitoring you gives the feeling that somehow involvement still exists in your life, somehow relevance still exists, somehow you are still a factor that has to be considered. But the reality is the opposite. You have moved beyond this person. You have transcended this sphere of influence. You are existing in a reality where these schemes do not determine your emotional state. And that reality is what is driving someone insane, because people like this need to see the impact of actions taken. Seeing you suffer is needed to feel powerful. Seeing you struggle is needed to feel superior. Seeing you stressed is needed to feel in control. When that feedback does not come, when peace is seen instead, it creates a psychological crisis. Confrontation happens with the possibility that maybe power is not as great as was thought. Maybe untouchability was not as real as was believed. Maybe the universe does not actually bend to this will. Watch what happens when someone who is used to manipulating outcomes suddenly realizes that manipulation is not working this time. Doubling down happens. Aggression increases. Trying becomes harder. Searching becomes more frantic. More questions get asked. Monitoring becomes more obsessive, because admitting powerlessness is not in the vocabulary. Accepting that loss has occurred is not in the programming. So fighting continues even as the ground crumbles beneath. But there is something else happening in this obsessive monitoring. Signs are being looked for that the universe is actually on the other side. Evidence is being searched for that maybe you are not as blessed as you appear. Hope exists to find proof that your peace is fake, that your confidence is an act, that underneath it all you are just as scared as you need to be for someone else's comfort. Because if that evidence can be found, the story can be told that a chance still exists. This is the delusion of people who operate outside of divine alignment. The belief exists that reality is whatever can be convinced to others. The belief exists that truth is negotiable. The belief exists that justice can be avoided if cleverness is great enough. So searching continues for the reality that is wanted to exist, rather than accepting the reality that actually exists. Looking continues for the narrative that serves selfish purposes, rather than surrendering to the truth that serves justice. Every minute spent stalking your social media is a minute not spent preparing for the inevitable. Every hour wasted trying to dig up dirt is an hour that could have been used to come clean, make amends, prepare for consequences. But that would require humility that does not exist. That would require accountability that gets refused. That would require admitting wrongdoing, and ego will not allow it. Here is what you need to understand about the anger being felt toward you. It is not really about you, it is about what you represent. You represent accountability. You represent consequences. You represent the truth that no matter how much power someone thinks exists, no matter how untouchable belief makes someone feel, the universe will eventually bring balance. You are the living embodiment of everything that has been tried to be denied. This is why losing it is happening. This is why rage is so intense. Because you are not just threatening possession of stolen property, you are threatening an entire belief system. You are proving that the rules someone thought could be broken actually do apply. You are demonstrating that the justice someone thought could be escaped is actually inescapable. You are showing that the universe someone thought could be manipulated is actually beyond control. And that is terrifying for someone who has built an entire life on the premise of being smarter than everyone else, more strategic than everyone else, more deserving than everyone else. Your very existence as someone who is about to receive what was tried to be kept from you demolishes that premise. It proves specialness was not as real as was thought. It reveals protection was not as solid as was believed. It exposes exactly what exists, someone who stole and is about to face the consequences. The law taking your side, whether earthly courts or cosmic justice, is the worst nightmare, because the law is supposed to favor the powerful, the connected, the ones who can afford better lawyers or manipulate the system. That is the world that is understood. That is the game that is known. But when the law sides with truth, when justice actually functions the way it is supposed to, when the universe intervenes in ways that cannot be bought or manipulated, loss happens. Territory that cannot be navigated gets entered. Forces that cannot be fought get faced. This battle you are fighting is not just about you and this situation. This is about breaking patterns that have probably run in your family for generations. This is about stopping cycles of dysfunction that have claimed too many victims for too long. How many times has the loudest voice gotten the way in your family? How many times has the most aggressive personality steamrolled everyone else? How many times have the quiet, kind people been taken advantage of while everyone looked the other way? How many times has peace been chosen over justice because confrontation felt too uncomfortable? That pattern ends with you, by standing up for yourself, by refusing to be bullied, by insisting on what is right even when it is hard. You are doing something revolutionary. You are teaching the next generation that abuse does not have to be accepted. You are modeling boundaries. You are showing that kindness does not mean being a doormat. You are proving that spiritual people can be strong people. Think about the children watching this situation. Think about the younger family members who are seeing how this plays out. What are you teaching them? If you back down, if you let yourself be walked over, if you choose false peace over real justice, you teach them to do the same. You show them that might makes right. You demonstrate that bullies win. But if you stand firm, if you fight for what is yours, if you let the truth come out no matter how uncomfortable it makes people, you teach something different. You show that the universe eventually balances the scales. You demonstrate that integrity wins in the long run. You prove that you can stand up to powerful people and survive. This is your legacy, not the property or the money or the inheritance itself, though those matter. Your legacy is breaking the cycle. Your legacy is being the one who said enough is enough. Your legacy is modeling for future generations what it looks like to be both loving and strong, both kind and boundaried, both spiritual and strategic. You need to start preparing for what victory feels like. You have been in survival mode so long that winning might disorient you. So start preparing now. This property, this inheritance, this settlement coming to you is not just money or stuff. This is foundation for your future. This is the universe saying you have been faithful, and now here is what you need to build something lasting. So think strategically. If it is property, will you live there or generate income? If it is money, how will you invest wisely? If it is land, what will you build? This is about stewardship. The universe is watching how you handle blessing. When you finally win, when documents are signed and truth is acknowledged, you will feel a flood of emotions: relief, vindication, grief, joy, exhaustion, triumph, all at once. That can overwhelm you if you are not ready. Give yourself permission to feel everything. Do not expect trauma to disappear the moment you win. Healing is a journey. Victory is a process. Line up your support now. Have people you can call. Have healthy coping ready, because the end of battle can be as intense as the middle. And start thinking about protecting this blessing once you have it. Some might contest. Others might ask for money. Still others might try to create guilt about sharing. You will need boundaries. You will need discernment. The universe did not bring you through this battle to watch you lose the blessing through poor choices afterward. So let's talk about how you navigate this, because your response determines everything that comes after. First, do not retaliate emotionally. When you find out the full extent of what was done, rage will rise up in you like a tidal wave. You will want to scream. You will want public revenge. You will want pain inflicted, the way pain was inflicted on you. Feel those feelings privately. Process that fury with safe people, but do not let it drive your public actions, because waiting is happening for you to lose control. Counting is happening on you to lash out. So painting can happen of you as unstable, as vindictive, as unworthy of what is coming. Do not give that. Your victory is guaranteed. Let the facts speak. Let the system work. The universe does not need your help to expose anyone. The universe just needs you to stay out of your own way. Second, get proper legal representation if you have not already. Not family members promising fairness, not friends trying to mediate. Someone who understands law, who can spot manipulation, who protects your interests without being swayed by emotional appeals. The universe will provide the help you need, but you have to take the practical steps. Doors will open, resources will manifest, but faith without action is incomplete. Document everything, every conversation, every suspicious move, every piece of evidence. Build your case methodically, not because you do not trust the divine, but because the divine often works through practical means. Third, guard your information like it is classified. Phishing is happening to find out what you know and when. Stop feeding intel to anyone who might report back. If family members are playing both sides, pull back. If social media is being monitored, lock it down. Move in silence. You do not owe anyone access to your strategy. You do not owe real-time updates. Let your victory speak when it arrives. This is not paranoia. This is wisdom. This is protecting what is yours while the universe finalizes your blessing. Even though wrongdoing happened to you, you might still care about this person. You might grieve who you thought this person was. You might feel conflicted about the downfall coming. That is human. That proves you have a good heart. But do not let that good heart manipulate you into protecting someone from consequences. Do not let guilt make you settle for less. Do not let other people's discomfort pressure you into backing down. Your compassion is beautiful, but it cannot cost you justice. You did not force anyone to steal. That choice was made freely, knowing it was wrong. Now consequences get faced. That is not your responsibility to fix. When truth comes out, people will pressure you to forgive and move on. Words will come like family is family, and this is tearing everyone apart. You will be made to feel like you are causing the problem by demanding accountability. Do not fall for it. Real forgiveness requires real accountability. Real reconciliation requires real restitution. If forgiveness is being asked for without those elements, enabling is being asked for. Sweeping dysfunction under the rug is being asked for. Sacrificing yourself for false peace is being asked for. Do not do it. Healthy boundaries are not punishment. Requiring honesty is not revenge. Claiming what is yours is not greed. You can love people from a distance. You can release bitterness without giving continued access to harm you. You can move forward without pretending that what happened was acceptable. Chosen One, let's bring this home. Everything being told to you points to one truth. This battle is already won. Not optimism, not motivation, fact. When the universe makes a decision, when divine justice issues a verdict, when cosmic law declares something yours, nothing in the earthly realm can permanently stand against it. Delay can happen, fighting can happen, raging can happen, lawyers can be hired, and people can be manipulated, but stopping cannot happen. What is spiritually decreed manifests physically. It is not if, it is when. And the when is now. All the frantic searching, all the desperate attempts to find dirt, all the anger and fear, it is proof that knowing exists about what is coming. The shift gets felt, the tide turning gets sensed. Desperation is your confirmation, panic is your proof, rage is evidence that justice is closing in. So while sleep is being lost by your enemy, you rest. While stress consumes your enemy, you stay at peace. While frantic attempts happen to control outcomes, you surrender to divine timing, because you know truth wins. You know integrity prevails. You know what is meant for you cannot be kept from you. This blessing was always yours, before the battle, before stealing was attempted, before any chaos began. The universe already assigned it to you. Everything since has been the earthly realm catching up to spiritual reality. The paperwork is being filed. The legal system is confirming what cosmic courts decreed. The truth is organizing to match what heaven declared. And when it comes together, when you are standing in possession of what was always yours, you will look back with new eyes. You will see delays were protection. Obstacles were preparation. Every frustration built the character you needed to handle abundance. You will see divine fingerprints everywhere, how people were positioned and removed with precision, how information surfaced at perfect moments, how timing that felt late was actually perfect. You will witness evidence of a universe that never forgot you, never abandoned you, never stopped working, even when you could not see it. This is your testimony, your proof that faithfulness leads to blessing, your evidence that integrity pays off, your demonstration that chosen ones never fight alone. You have backup in unseen places, advocates in untouchable realms, a divine legal team that never loses. So let the scrolling continue, let the searching continue, let the exhaustion continue for your enemy. It changes nothing. The verdict is in, the decision is made, the victory is secured. What is yours is yours. The universe is just making sure everyone knows it. The person who tried to steal faces consequences. That is between that person and the universe. Your responsibility is receiving with open hands and humble heart, stewarding wisely, letting your victory encourage others still fighting. You did not just survive, you won. You did not just reclaim property, you reclaimed power. You did not just get justice, you got confirmation. The universe sees you, knows you, fights for you. This is only the beginning. This blessing is the first of many. This victory is foundation for greater ones. Everything you went through was worth it. Every tear, every sleepless night, every moment of doubt you pushed through. It was all leading here, to this moment, this victory, this testimony, this new beginning that is about to unfold in ways that will take your breath away. Welcome home, chosen one. Welcome to what is yours. Welcome to the life the universe prepared for you all along. The wait is over. The battle is won. The blessing is here, and absolutely nothing can stop what is coming for you now.